In this episode, Apple releases the iPad, NASA grieves over canceled program, Nikon unveils new compact super zoom cameras, and the Nexus One gets a software update which enables multi-touch. QuickSurf Internet Media presents the Geekinator, talking about all things tech and geek. Hey everybody, how's it going? I'm your host Adrian, come to you almost live from lovely Phoenix, Arizona, here at Studio C1 at QuickSurf Internet Media. The Geekinator podcast is a proud member of the Tech Podcast Network. If it's tech, it's here. Do feel free to head on over to www.techpodcast.com. And if there's anything you like about my shows, then you'll certainly find other technology-related shows over there that you'll like as well. Let's go ahead and get into the stories for Season 3, Episode 2. Starting off, I want to talk about Apple's announcement of the iPad. Essentially, it's everything I would have expected, and it's something I was hoping Apple would do at some point. I cannot tell you how many times I've found myself sitting in my family room watching TV with my iPhone, surfing the internet or doing email or whatever in between commercials and going, you know, I really wish I had basically the same thing except a larger screen. Because I don't really want to go pull out, you know, the MacBook Pro or the other laptop or even a netbook really, just so that I can sit there on my couch. It's, you know, the whole flip thing is kind of an awkward thing to do when you're sitting on your couch watching TV, at least the way I do it. I don't know, but you know, and the touch interface is really intuitive. You can literally just sit there and, you know, that's what the iPad essentially is an iPod Touch with a 10-inch screen and a 10-hour battery life. You know, it's a half-inch thick, weighs 1.5 pounds, and it's aluminum and glass, and it's, you know, basically iPhone OS 3.2, the same thing you'd get in an iPod Touch, except just a much larger screen. So for something like that, I could totally see being, you know, using Safari and, you know, reading something about one of the actors on some TV show, or maybe looking at some extras that Mythbusters posted on YouTube, you know, during the commercial break or what have you. It doesn't really matter. You know, it's certainly not what I would consider a replacement for an actual notebook. It's one of those devices, as Steve Jobs would say if you watch the keynote, that's kind of in the middle. You know, it's handy to have this, but maybe a larger version of it. And, you know, it fits right between that and a full-on notebook. Starts at $499, goes up to $829. The $499 model is really aggressive. You get 16 gigs of RAM, and it's got Wi-Fi and all the, you know, usual accoutrements. You can, for an extra $130, you can get 3G with a data plan through AT&T. So check it out. Go to apple.com. They've got it all up on the front page. You can also watch the iPad keynote right there. It takes about an hour and a half, but you'll get all the information that every other reporter on the planet has gotten and is now reporting. From MSNBC.com, NASA is grieving over a canceled program. Basically, President Obama's 2011 budget request is making NASA cut their Constellation program completely, which is essentially ending a 5-year $9 billion effort to build a new Orion spacecraft and Ares rockets. They're supposed to be replacing the shuttle, which is being retired this year or next year. So they're going to be spending months hashing out what they're going to do next. The Constellation program may come back in a different form, significantly scaled back, or it very well may be dead on the vine as we speak. Nobody knows. We'll just have to sit and wait and see what the Obama administration and NASA come up with for their future space program. From PCMag.com, Nikon unveils a new compact super zoom cameras. These things are pretty cool. 7 new cameras. They're in the point and shoot category. They range from $130 roughly to about $400. You get fast shooting speeds, high resolution, touch screens, and HD video capture. Check it out. From PC World, Apple may address iPhone file frustrations. This story is talking about something that I find a little frustrating too. Basically, Ars Technica is reporting that the iPhone OS 3.2, the version on the iPad, has a shared storage folder that's accessible to third-party apps, including computer apps that can see the folder when the iPhone is attached via USB. This is handy. Supposedly this will be on the iPad. This may also be on the iPhone, which will be nice. I'll be able to drop folders on there. Let's say I have a Pages document that I authored in Pages here on my MacBook Pro, and I want to take it with me to do some work on it, you know, on my iPhone, or if I have an iPad on my iPad while I'm away on vacation, well, I can literally plug it in, drag it on there, and then hopefully iWork, which you can buy for the iPad, will be able to see that and go, oh yeah, I know what that is, no big deal. Bada bing, bada bang, I'm back in business. We'll see. Obviously, it'll have to be an iPhone OS 3.2 app before they'll even see something like that, but still, it's progress. From Engadget, there's a story, the Nexus One from Google gets a software update which enables the multi-touch. This is pretty neat. Basically, it turns it much more iPhone-ish, okay? And so they've got a video up of it in action. It's pretty slick. If you've got a Nexus One, this is an update you just have to get. From the chromesource.com, there's a story here entitled Google Shows Off Its Tablet Concept. And basically, they've got a video on here where they show a concept of if Google did a tablet, this is what it would look like. And it's pretty interesting. They've got a few things. You can multitask with the tablet. It's based on Chrome, obviously, so each of the browser windows is treated as a separate object that you can move around. You can literally have multiple browser objects, windows up on the screen. Kind of neat. I mean, it's like, okay, now this is some serious stuff. You know, it's a little more advanced than what you'd find on an iPad. But again, at this point, it's still just a concept. Definitely check the video out. It's pretty cool stuff. On MakeZine.com, in their blog, I found this blog post called Art Rocketry. This is cool. I'm a huge model rocketry buff. I haven't done it recently, but I did it all through my childhood and teen years and even into my late 20s. And now that I've totally aged myself, anyway, this is pretty cool. Basically, it's a bunch of people with rockets that don't really look like rockets. For example, they've got photos up here of a model rocket that looks like Santa Claus. They have one that looks like the Sputnik satellite. They have one that looks like a snowman, except the head goes and shoots off and it's a rocket. Pretty cool stuff. One that looks like it's made out of pipe parts and it's crudely welded together, but still looks like it may potentially work. Just all kinds of really neat stuff. Definitely check it out. Hopefully at some point I'll rekindle the rocketry bug. We'll see. That'll pretty much do it for this episode of the Geekinator. As always, I thank you for listening and watching. Please visit us on the web, quicksurf.com, and you can shoot me an email, geekinator@quicksurf.com. There's a variety of ways I've got posted up. Everything we've talked about is linked up in the show notes. You can also follow me on Twitter, twitter.com/Adrian_Bacon, as well as friend feed. I've got links to my YouTube and blip.tv and all that good stuff. So definitely check that all out. And I will see all of you on the next episode. See you then. Bye.